The building stands awake while everything around it rests. Water moves inside the pipes without sound. Lights remain on for no one in particular. Nothing here expects to change. You do not need to stay focused. The words can drift past, like pressure moving through sealed lines. The station sits low against the ground. Concrete walls hold steady warmth. Metal doors remain closed. No footsteps approach. No vehicles pass. The space feels self-contained. Inside, pumps turn at a constant rate. Not fast, not slow. Exactly where they have settled. The motion does not vary. Pressure gauges hold their positions. Needles remain fixed. No readings fluctuate. Nothing asks to be adjusted. A low vibration fills the room. It does not travel far. It stays close to the floor. The sound blends into stillness. Pipes run along the ceiling in straight lines. Valves remain open at measured points. No condensation forms. Everything feels balanced. Time loosens inside the station. Minutes do not separate themselves. They rest evenly. No moment feels distinct. Lights reflect faintly off metal surfaces. Edges soften. Shadows remain predictable. Nothing shifts their shape. Outside the walls, the ground stays dark. No wind reaches the structure. The night feels held back. The interior remains calm. Water continues its steady path, unseen, unremarked. It moves because it always has. The pumps do not announce their work. They do not speed up. They do not slow down. They remain consistent. A control panel glows softly. No alerts appear. No values change. The system holds its quiet state. Sound and silence merge. The vibration becomes background. The room feels stable. Nothing interrupts it. Pipes disappear into the walls. Their direction is known, but never followed. The flow continues regardless. Time spreads again. Moments sit side by side. No sequence forms. The pause feels sufficient. The floor remains clean. No marks appear. No movement crosses it. The order stays intact. Outside, distance remains unused. Fields do not respond. The horizon stays dark. Nothing approaches. Inside, the station continues its role. Contained, reliable. The work feels complete without attention. Lights maintain their level. Pumps maintain their rhythm. Water maintains its path. Each part holds its place. No signal prepares a change. No cycle ends. No reset begins. The state remains neutral. The station stays awake. The surroundings stay asleep. The night holds both quietly. Nothing presses forward. Water continues to move. The structure continues to stand. The stillness continues to settle. Everything remains aligned, calm and undisturbed through the long stretch of night. The station continues without adjustment. No valve turns, no gauge responds. The balance remains exactly where it settled. Inside, the vibration keeps its depth, low, even, unchanging. It stays close to the floor, never rising into focus. Pipes along the ceiling remain still. Their joints hold firm. No sound travels through the metal. The flow stays contained within them. Lights maintain their quiet glow. They do not brighten. They do not dim. Their presence feels constant, almost unnoticed. Water continues its path through the system, invisible, unacknowledged. It moves without reference to time. Time loosens further here. Moments stop lining up. They rest beside one another. No sequence forms. The control panel remains unchanged. No warning appears. No value drifts. The system stays neutral and steady. Outside the walls, the ground remains dark. No vibration reaches it. No sound escapes. The night stays separate and still. Inside, the air feels cool and balanced, not circulating, not stagnant, just present enough to disappear. The pumps do not alter their rhythm. They do not respond to the hour. They simply continue, reliable, contained. Reflections on metal surfaces remain soft. Edges blur slightly, then hold. Nothing shifts their shape. No footsteps approach the doors. No shadow crosses the walls. The boundary remains intact. The station stays sealed. Time spreads evenly again. Minutes lose their weight. Nothing presses them forward. The pause feels sufficient. Water keeps moving. The structure keeps holding. The vibration keeps humming. Each element stays aligned. There is no sense of nearing change. No hint of transition. No ending forming. The state feels complete as it is. The station remains awake. The surroundings remain asleep. The night remains quiet. Everything continues to hold its place, steady and undisturbed, deep into the remaining hours. Nothing shifts within the station. No reading drifts. No sound sharpens. The equilibrium holds without effort. The vibration remains low and contained. It does not spread. It does not recede. It stays woven into the space. Pipes continue their hidden work. Pressure moves without notice. Valves remain exactly where they were set. Nothing requires correction. Lights along the ceiling keep their level. They do not flicker. They do not call attention. Their glow defines edges, then fades into habit. Time loosens again. Moments flatten. They sit quietly beside one another. order forms. The control panel stays unchanged. Indicators remain calm. No sequence begins. The system holds its quiet state. Outside the walls, the night remains distant. No sound crosses the boundary. No motion reaches inward. The separation feels complete. Inside, the air stays even, neither warm nor cool, just present enough to disappear. Nothing stirs it. Water continues its steady path, unseen, unacknowledged. It moves because it always has. The pumps maintain their rhythm, not fast, not slow, exactly settled, exactly consistent. Reflections on metal soften. Lines blur slightly, then settle again. Nothing persists long enough to notice. No step approaches the doors. No shadow moves along the concrete. The perimeter remains untouched. The station stays sealed. Time spreads without direction. Minutes do not connect. The pause feels sufficient. Nothing presses forward. The vibration blends further into stillness. Sound and silence lose contrast. The atmosphere remains stable. Nothing interrupts it. The pipes remain aligned. The panels remain quiet. The lights remain steady. Each element holds its place. There is no cue for change, no hint of completion, no beginning forming. The state remains neutral. The station stays awake. The surroundings stay asleep. The night stays quiet. Everything continues exactly as it is, balanced and contained, through the deep stretch before morning. The station remains settled in its quiet role. No signal marks an ending. No system prepares to slow. Everything continues without awareness of time. Water moves steadily through the pipes. Pressure stays balanced. Nothing draws attention to the motion. It simply continues. Lights hold their soft glow. They do not guide. They do not warn. They remain as they are, defining the space without effort. The vibration stays low and even, not fading, not growing. It feels permanent enough to disappear. Outside, the night keeps its distance. No sound crosses the walls. The surroundings remain asleep. The separation holds. Inside, the air stays calm. Surfaces remain still. Nothing changes its position. The space feels complete. Time no longer feels like progression. Moments rest quietly beside one another. No direction forms. The pause is enough. The pumps continue. The pipes continue. The structure continues. Each part holding its place, without urgency, without conclusion. The station stays awake, The night stays quiet, the stillness stays intact, and everything remains exactly as it is, balanced and undisturbed, as the hours pass unnoticed.